and the players in just a minute. We've got questions here in the room. We'll start with, so go ahead.
Coach, just defensively, what did you feel like was the hardest for your?
The points in the paint is very clear. You can look at the stats and they're very aggressive. It's not just Jones post ups, or giving up and ones, but it's Mabry to the cup, Dejanay to the cup, Burton to the cup. Our one-on-one defense has to be better.
When you look at it, the way you guys have played since the Olympic break, like it's a lot of the stats too suggest that the defense hasn't been where it was since the beginning of the season. Is that probably hard to maybe dissect why that's happening? But is there anything to you that stands out?
I don't think that I think it's it's the one-on-one stuff, in my opinion. I mean, I know it's team defense, but sometimes you just have to buckle up and have some pride in the matchup. But also, when we do have breakdowns, when we were having breakdowns, Ezi's ability to alter a lot of shots impacted that. And, she can't save us all the time. So I point to that. I also point to our rebounding. It was better today, but we haven't been sharp in that area as well. So we're talking about we want to finish off plays, defend without fouling, take the challenge as your individual matchup. And at the end of the day, we have to finish off plays, and we haven't been doing that consistently.
And just quick turnaround where you get to do this again. Aside from defense, what else do you feel like is the biggest thing to either take from this game in a positive way or things that you?
Yeah, I'll go the positive route. 22 assists and 12 turnovers. That's one thing I feel like has been decent after the break. Taking care of the basketball against a team who thrives in turning you over a lot. I thought we were sharp in that area. Some really good things offensively and attacking their physicality. We have to continue to stay in the pocket of moving the basketball. I'll take 24 free throws. When you give up 38, it's a little bit difficult to feel that as a positive, but I think it is. So we just, stay in those pockets of things that have given us success on the offensive end and try to build on that.
Take some questions to Zoom. Proceed. Go ahead, and then Jeff, you'll be next.
Hey, Coach, you've got 48 hours before Tuesday's rematch. Just during that time, what are the things that you're going to be focusing on and stressing with your team?
Defense. At the beginning of the game, Dejanay getting those leak outs, that can't happen. So that's transition defense. That's literally running back and having some awareness. We have to address their points in the paint, their physicality, 56. I mean, we can't win games like that. So again, it's not just the post-ups, it's the drive to the rim, it's the offensive rebounds, it's the transition kind of getting downhill and getting to the paint. So we'll start there. We'll start there defensively because that's not where it needs to be. And then just focus on the things offensively that brought us success and try to mimic that for Tuesday.
And then is it a matter of just maybe changing up some schemes, or is it personnel? I was just a bit surprised with, just in terms of their height and their aggressiveness inside, that Sadie's only got like 10 minutes there. Could she be sort of like somebody who can match up with Jones and AT on the inside there?
Jones for sure because of her height, but Jones is an all-star.
Yep.
I mean, you throw anybody on her, she's going to do exactly what she does. She did to us today. Her physicality is hard to match up with and against. You put Sadie's on the floor, that means Nneka and Ezi are out. One of those are out. And I think Sadie's is doing an excellent job. I think she did well today in her minutes. But that's not the only matchup that causes problems. Yeah, our schemes are pretty simple today. We didn't, overthink, over scheme, over analyze. We just literally need to get into the bodies and really take the challenge of our matchup.
Coach, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, and then we'll go to Christian.
Yeah, Coach, a little bit of a similar question. I thought Jordan Horston gave you some good minutes in the third quarter, went 2 of 3 on her shots, but she's not playing as much now. What can Jordan kind of do to get more minutes?
continue to do what she's doing. It's not about a matter of her getting more minutes. There's a rotation that she can do really well in. She's gonna continue to stay in that pocket as she did at the beginning of the year. When Gabby's on the floor, she helps a lot with, our ability to have other people initiate when a team is in heavy nail, and able to pack the paint because our 3-point shooting isn't, very sharp. Having Gabby initiate helps us a lot to give Jewell the ball, to give Skylar the ball in action. And so that's one thing that, I feel comfortable with Gabby. Jordan defensively gives us so much. And so there's a difference, when that unit is on the floor, and we have to continue to explore. She's gonna, this is about matchups. And DB at the 3 is a difficult matchup. And it's schematically just thinking like a coach. Do I want to play defense? Do I need some offense as well? So Jordan has done great. Not a knock on anything, not a knock on her ability to play in this league. She's a pro, she'll be ready.
And kind of a wider view of things. I believe you guys finished 8 wins out of 10 games before the break. You've lost 5 of 7 now. What are kind of maybe the things that really stand out to you from, when you're picking up more wins versus now?
I think there's a fatigue factor to us, but also I just continue to focus on the defensive side of the ball. We haven't been the same, period, before the break. Offensively, scoring 86, that's good to see us in the 80s. And some, I can't even bother the 3-point shooting. That hasn't been great all year, but the 2s and the free throws and the points off of turnovers, staying in that 42 points in the paint, those are all positives offensively. So I would just say that our defense isn't where it needs to be. We had a lot of Olympians, including myself. This is a long season. There's some reality to that, but no excuse. We got to kind of find a pocket, get back to playing the way in which we were playing before the break.
Definitely. Thank you, Coach.
Let's wrap up with Christian. Go ahead, Christian.
Hey, Coach. We've talked all season about effort, hustle, and kind of that want to do mentality. And it's kind of clear we haven't really seen that in the second half compared to the first half. Are you satisfied with the level of effort that you're seeing on the court, considering, as the coach, there's only so much that you can do. You can't play the game,
Yeah, I kind of disagree, Christian. I think that, New York, I felt like our effort was very strong. I thought today that there were moments of that, but I didn't think that it was a lack of effort today. To me, it was a lack of execution. But you're correct. Like since since Olympic break, there hasn't been a consistent yearn for, needed. Like there hasn't been that consistently, and so we got to get back to that somehow, some way. Keeping the main thing, like our goal, our focus. What is that? And let's make sure we're locked into that.
And after today, the team is now 3-8 against the Liberty, the Aces, the Sun, and I believe the Liberty as well. Kind of what do you see as far as the team not necessarily being on that level of those other teams, but what does it take to get there? And do you think that they can reach that before the end of the postseason or hit a stride during the postseason?
The Liberty, the Aces, the Sun.
The Sun, Liberty, Aces, the Sun, and the Lynx. I'm sorry, the Lynx.
Oh yeah, we beat all those teams except for New York. So we're middle of the road, right? We're right where the record is indicative of that. I would say I don't want to see us when we get things rolling. I don't want to see us. So the things that we're having to clean up, the things that we're having to kind of figure out right now. I've been in this league for a long time. I saw 17-17 Chicago team win the championship. I saw a 5th seeded Phoenix get to the finals. And so there's a reality that we have to be playing better, yeah, but there's also the reality if we find the correct moment, anything can happen.
Thank you.
One more from Percy real quick and then I'll let you go, Coach.
Oh, were they 16-16 Chicago?
I know there's
16.
32, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, coach. Yeah, I was just wondering. There was a few times in that first half that Skylar got matched up down low against a big. Was that by happenstance? Was that something that they were doing? And like, how did you guys sort of clean that up in the second half there?
When you have DB, Carrington, and Mabry on the floor, it's going to present a matchup problem. So if you see, we try to counteract that with bringing Tori in, bringing Jordan in. But you have to have point guard on the floor. You know, you can't have Skylar off floor. You got to guard somebody. So we adjust as the game adjusts. I thought that they did an excellent job of utilizing Carrington against our smalls. We didn't have a choice. You know, at the end of the day, the matchup that they have presents a problem, especially when rotation. Jewell got in foul trouble, as did Sky. So our rotations were kind of off. But it's basketball. You got to play chess. We'll adjust to it on Tuesday.
There you go. Thank you.
I think so. Of our players in just a sec. Questions, why don't you start out, and we'll go to Zoom.
Coach was saying she thought the defense in the paint was probably the toughest area for you guys today. From your perspective, what was causing so many issues in that sense? She was saying it's not just Brionna, it's how they can get down there and take aggression or take advantage of their aggression too.
I mean, I think that's how they want to score. You know, they want to get into the paint and they make a real effort to ensure that that's where the ball ends up. And I think that, you know, also securing extra boards on the offensive end is a way that they're able to increase those points in the paint. We just have to do a better job of protecting the tunnel and finishing it off with in one possession.
She also was talking about how defense, because of where it was before Middleton breaks and Slipman break. Do you all have, is there anything that stands out to you why that might be the case, and how to get back to that identity that you guys were so strong in the beginning of the year?
I mean, I think it's just maybe it's more reps together, maybe a little more communication, little detail stuff. I mean, I don't think we're not trying to be awful, right? We're not trying to give up putting paint and paint to the point, things like that. I think it just comes into just a little bit more attention to who we're playing, personnel, stuff like that. But you know, we have some, you know, time here and there to watch film and get better.
And going into a rematch Tuesday, what are some things positive or just things to work on that you guys think the sport focus on?
Just, you said rematch on Tuesday?
Yeah, going into the rematch.
Yeah, I mean, we have film to look at, and I think that this is definitely something good in the end of the season, being able to kind of use this as, you know, postseason play where you play the same team twice in a couple of days. And so I know we're gonna look at the film and figure out what we can do better. Thank you.
Percy, go ahead, and then Jeff will be after that.
Hey, just how hard is it to maybe stop those guys, to slow them down without fouling? Like it just seems that the free throws there just really jump out from like this game.
I mean, it's, you know, I think some of it's just positioning. I don't know. Some of it, I honestly don't think we foul that much. In my perspective on things, you know, I just think it's just maybe a little bit more ball pressure in there. Kind of we talked about before, maybe some details here and there. But I think, you know, we're not far off. You know, I have confidence in everyone who's, you know, guarding. There's never just bail out for us. And I don't know, I mean, we obviously got to find other ways to execute to kind of help each other out. You know, it's not just one person's job to stop someone, it's everybody. And so I think we have to do a better job of really honing on that and helping everybody when we can.
All right, guys, thank you.
Jeff and Christian.
Yeah, first for Nneka, kind of a wider view. Before the break, you guys won 8 out of 10 games, and since coming back from the Olympics, it's been lost 5 out of 7. What are anything that stands out to you as far as kind of what was working so well early versus maybe not as much now?
I can't put a finger on it.
Nothing is really standing out.
I just
as I think about it, I can't really put a finger on it. It's not that anything isn't standing out. Like, it's obvious that our defense isn't where it needs to be. But I wouldn't say that's like only it. You know, I just really can't put a finger on it.
Yeah. And Jewell, one real great thing since the Olympics is how well Skylar's been playing. Can you just kind of talk about what Skylar's been able to do for you guys?
Yeah, pushing the pace, getting into the paint consistently. Her ability to just constantly add pressure. We see that, and we need it. We need it from our point guard, and she does that every single game. And so she's finding her rhythm, and it's nice to see.
And then I guess for either of you, with points in the paint for them, 56 points, is that a matter of maybe trying to play more zone or double teaming down low, or what do you think could maybe improve that?
I think it's not as obvious as just like, the ball being in the paint and the ball going up. I think it's more about how the play starts and then what creates the shifting of the defense that creates that point in the paint. I think that's kind of what it's all about. And so we have to be sharper at the top of the possession to ensure that points in the paint aren't that easy.
Okay. Thank you, ladies.
And Christian, go ahead and wrap us up.
Hello. My first question is for Nneka. Coming into this game, Seattle was 3-7, now 3-8 against kind of the top 4 teams in the league. When you and Skylar came to the team in the offseason, you guys said your goal is to compete for a championship. And, like you just said, with film to watch over these next couple of days, going back into Tuesday, are you happy with what you see as far as going into the playoffs? And how do you kind of rebound if you don't like what you see as far as the team as a whole?
And what do you mean? Like, am I happy as far as what I see going to the playoffs?
So, like, I understand that it's been rough as of late, but I mean, the first half of the season wasn't a fluke. So kind of how do you get back to that level of effort and play that you guys had that kind of had you at the top of the league?
I mean, we're in the playoffs. We have people that haven't been to the playoffs before on this team. We have people that have won multiple times at the end of the season on this team. And I think the gap between that is the mindset. I think that's what the gap is in between that, whether it's the eagerness of being together for the first time and putting together a lot of wins before Olympic break, and then, the perceived, complacency coming out of the break. It's not that like people are like complacent, but like, I don't think we're playing with the effort that we need. People play hard, but I think it's just going to require something deeper that we need. So, yeah, making the playoffs is what everybody wants to do. I think that we want to be able to control what our path looks like, and that's something that we're trying to find right now.
And Jewell, as an Olympian yourself, with not 4 on the team with the addition of Gabby Williams, the team has said that as a whole, the Olympics can't be used as an excuse, and we're just going to get back to what has made them successful. But how much does that really play into the team not really performing on par as far as what's expected?
I mean, for majority of us in the league, we've done this multiple times where we had Olympic breaks. We understand the schedule. We understand that's part of being the W. Anytime we know it, we have a feel for it. And that's why I have some respect for all the people in this league, because you know how it is to go overseas, come back, be professional, come back and do all these things. And, at the end of the day, it's basketball. You can group a random team together, and if they play hard, they can probably execute. If they do these things, I think it comes down to that. I think it's this regrouping, and understand our value for this team and who we are and why we're here, and then find the next push. It's this time of the season where everything and every game, every possession matters, and it's a little bit more amplified, and we understand that. Adding Gabby back it's a plus. We obviously know that, but for all of us, we're still growing in our game. We're still have so much confidence in every single teammate that we have here, what we're trying to do. So that hasn't changed the mindset. That's not an excuse. It's anything. We understand what it is, and we know how to be professionals.
Thank you.
I think you're ready.
Thank you.
See you on Tuesday.